Hudson Valley Rail, River and Air. I'm back here at Leggs Mills Crossing, Lake Katrine, New York. Taking a look at this rail again. Alright, so that rail is ready to fail. That section of rail is ready to fail. So the units are coming across this crossing. That crossing is new within the last year. You can go back and look at my videos and you'll see why. Complete fairway crossing. And they're coming down where it was welded. The joints were welded right there. You look here, you'll see that the rail is completely deteriorated. It's ready to break right off. Ready to break off. So hang out here for a little while, see if we can get your train. It says crossing has a lot of buses. Let's see what they do. School buses. Well, a lot of you don't know, but the reason why charter and school buses, petroleum, all those types of products have to stop at a rail crossing because down near Haverstraw in New York, I believe it was well, it was in the recent last decade, I would say. Maybe the last 2 decades. I'll have to go back and look at it. But anyway, you can look it up. A school bus was hit by a train on this line down near Haverstraw, New York. And students were killed because the driver didn't look. So, since then, school buses have to stop. Here's one here. Stop. They have to open their door, look both ways, close the door, and then proceed. So I sat here last week, or 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, and I would say out of a dozen school buses, at least 4 just did the California roll. There's California roll. No door open. Didn't come to a complete stop. So this is north of Kingston. This is about 3 or 4 miles north of the Kingston Yard. The Kingston Yard is straight down that way. Right down there. Usually I'd stand outside in my car, but it is cold and raw. We're expecting a foot of snow in the next 3 days, and it's just nasty out. Yeah, so that section of rail there is in really rough shape. I had it in my last video. I circled it in yellow. I came back today to see if they'd replaced it. They didn't replace it, and it's actually twice as bad as it was the last time. There's actually hunks of the rail missing now. Not just little pieces peeling off. There's hunks of the rail missing. Chunks, I should say. So about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I came down here. It was about this time of year. This crossing was about a foot lower. The rails were about a foot lower. The water, where that blue car just came across, the water would run down the hill and run down into this bed. You couldn't see the rail, the ties, because they were covered in mud. It had concrete, prefab concrete crossing pads as a crossing. They were completely broken off, bouncing around. There was no rails left to attach them to. A side note, I found out, and those are designed with, there's a 3x3 angle iron all around the edge of those prefab crossing pods. They're actually supposed to be welded together. Once they're put in place, those are supposed to be welded together and make one unit. And every place I go where I see those concrete, I look to see if they're welded, and they never weld them. And I don't know why. So anyway, now we got a bus coming up here. So anyway, one of those pods became misaligned from a car or a truck, whatever, went over the crossing and popped it up, and then a train came south and struck it, and shot pieces of steel, angle iron, rebar, and concrete all over the crossing. And I actually got a tip on that. Somebody called me and told me I might want to come down here and cover that. I came down here, recorded the mess that the crossing was in, and somebody saw my video on my channel and reported it to the Federal Railroad Administration in Washington. Within 3 days, this crossing was detoured. The whole road was shut down. It was detoured on both ends, and they come in here and did this repair that you can see. The rails were lifted a foot higher, so the water now, as you can see, maybe the camera doesn't pick it up, but the road comes down and now drains off on both sides before the crossing. They did it with tie sections and blacktop. So, but where they welded, you can see the drill holes in the rails. So where they welded there, this section right there, the furthermost track, the track is completely beaten down. I would say more than half of it is missing or beaten down to the point where it appears that when it comes off that new rail, it comes down onto this rail and just continues to destroy it. So, y'all know anybody in the field? You can send my video. And just so you know, I did not trespass to get those close-ups. I stayed behind the crossing gate, and I used my extension pole to shoot out there.
worked with John for a long time before I saw him operate within the administration, and he is one of the great disappointments.